United here, 53, Argus Desert Gate, blue team. Couple of Orc players first up. I Stand Alone is a Mekboy, teleporting hero that fights range combat, puts out some good damage, can also support, disrupt, build structures and repair. The other Orc is Rostam, as a Kommando knob, infiltrating commander that shoots you, stabs you and blows you up. Orky style begins range combat with a twin link shooter. This is the Death Skulls, or whatever it's called, recolored I think, because of that Orky hood he's got on. Alongside Progenitor is a Force Commander, very good offense, fights in melee combat, can also tank, disrupt and support with buffs. Some Blood Ravens over here. Red team, another Force Commander, this is Paranoid. Kamikaze, this is the Dark Angels DLC recolored blue, looking pretty cool. Alongside Kain is a Lictor Alpha, a melee specialist that can infiltrate and disrupt, some powerful offense and a bit of support too. And rounding off the teams, it's SiLiSe as a Plague Champion, starts off range combat with a damage over time bolter, can get melee weapons, some decent utility and support, can build turrets and repair, but is very slow on the west side up against that Mekboy. Might want to get some Noise Marines up, always good on the west side of Argus. I Stand Alone with triple sluggers against a Plague Champion. That is a very risky strategy. His Blight Grenades might be very powerful over there. Meanwhile, east side, you have the more traditional double shooters from Rostam. Paranoid with Tactical Marines into some more scouts. His Force Commanders in a bit of trouble, taking loads and loads of Daka there. Gets into the garrison, but I don't think he's going to get away okay. Lots of stuff here to shoot him, even if he retreats out. I think that's enough enough shooting damage to take him down. Here come the double scouts trying to support. There goes the Force Commander. Does he make it out here? For some reason, these shooters are trying to force melee combat. That is a big mistake. Should have just been shooting him. They did take him down, but they got way out of position. Not sure why he did that. But did get the kill. Oh, Hormagots might get a kill of their own. Catches some shooters on retreat. Can that guy chase down the last shooter boy? Don't think he's going to be able to. Some sluggers trying to mop up a bit. Force Commandos weighing in from Progenitor. He's almost level 2 already. First engagement. 448 to 500 very early on. The VPs. Red team with both the naturals. Look at that. They've completely gone through and capped up the mid. Even this wreck point has turned red. West side. Looks like the Orks pushed through pretty well. Those triple sluggers early on. SiLiSe not getting out a second heretic squad, so couldn't really stand against them. But can now start to do some nasty things. He's going for Noise Marines. Good choice on this west side because it's relatively narrow. You can catch a bunch of stuff with the Sonic Blaster, and of course if you do push through, you can bash gens. Blue team trying to cap up their side again. Red team have pushed through the east. Got some sniper scouts from Paranoid, Kamikaze. These other ones unupgraded, all actually dropped to model too. Lictor Alpha, he only has 620 hit points these days. So if you have like double shooters and double tacks and the Kommando all shooting at him, he's going to drop those hit points pretty damn fast. We'll see how he does in this game. Might really need that deadly jump war gear in tier 2 to enable him to get into combat effectively. Does have some Warrior Brood Barb Strangler which can facilitate an approach with their suppression. Blue team coming back out here. Need to be careful though. Don't want to go flying in here. Rostam, I don't think, against 2 players. I guess the Kamikaze's gone mid. Sorry, Progenitor's gone mid. Yeah, kind of mid here. Doing well so far. Got a good stun bomb. Moving up with Painboy here. A little support sub-commander for Orks. Can heal over time on Orc units. Also does a damage over time melee attack. Here comes some sluggers moving in. I Stand Alone all the way from the west side. Quite easily pushing off the red team here, I think. Yes. Nicely done by I Stand Alone. Gets them pushed all the way off. Now they can bash power maybe fully. Although there's some Devastators here to try and stop that. Sluggers on the prowl going after them. And they're not going to be able to set up in time, he doesn't think, so he runs them off. Sluggers here with their burners. A couple of power weapons and some buffs to their health. And we're going to get a full bash, I think. Meanwhile, it's the Mekboy on his own against an army of chaos trying to suppress them and keep them off his stuff. But they are going to get through and I suspect get a full bash of their own. So they're trading power here. And I don't think any full units were dropped. I don't think. He's got burners on all of those sluggers. And SiLiSe has not gone for Havocs over here. Maybe he thinks the Mekboy can teleport in and tie them up. So he's gone double heretics instead. These guys with an aspiring champion, the others in their default melee state. What about the plague champion himself? No war gear. No fetid. No black grenades. So I feel like the sluggers are going to be a threat still. Especially with all of them with burners. And this suppression here to shut things down. You need to get moving now, Mr. Mekboy. Blue team taking red. Well, sort of, they've swapped natural victory points here, basically. 339 to 493 on the VPs over on the east side. Red team coming back through without much of a resistance, really. Progenitor was in the mid, but now he's come back to the east side. Those Devastators being tied up. Not sure where they are going. Are they here to help out this power bash? Yeah, it got pulled way out of position there by Kamikaze. He wasn't paying attention to those Devastators. Warrior Brood caught on retreat. Might drop a model here. Level Force Commander's level 2. Warrior Brood still level 1. Not sure how Progenitor got so much XP. Must have been wading into those Hormagaunts or something early on. I didn't quite catch myself. We've lost the indicator for this Force Commander here, which is annoying. Notice that we have no war gear on these Force Commanders, which suggests we might see some Terminator armor come tier 3. Which is now pretty damn popular since it's quite drastically reduced in cost. I think it's like 65 power now. And it used to be at one point 100. I think it was even more than that at one point. Back in retail. Hard to remember though. Double termagants with toxin sacks, yep. Tier 2 now for Progenitor. Got an excess of requisitions, so we might see that plasma cannon up quickly, which is obviously great when contesting a contested VP. Sluggers pushing through. Rostam. Alongside that Pain Boy, of course. Double sniper scouts. Not the best choice to fight oncoming melee units, but if they can get a couple of shots off, might be able to finish those sluggers. Not quite. Sluggers get away with... No, they do go down. The Devastator is in play there, finishing them off. That is a pretty clutch unit wipe there. Because they were just about to get into their tier 2 groove. Well, relatively soon, getting to their tier 2 groove of getting their knob leader and that kind of thing. Here we see I Stand Alone. Not afraid to go full melee here against a Plague Champion. Storm Boy's up now. SiLiSe dropped something there. Oh, dropped his CSM and his Noise Marines very nearly went down. Hasn't dealt with the melee well. No Havocs. No war gear for his Plague Champion. And now has a Blood Crusher. That'll do pretty well, but might want to get some Chosen Plague Marines up, or Havocs, or both. Not sure how much red Chosen Plague Marines are these days. I think it's 200, so you might need a bit more. They're pretty damn expensive, but they're awesome. 301 to 492. Stun Bomb is gonna miss. Oh, we have a melee Kommando now. Assassin's Knife. Pretty fun. Tripper Shot is awesome. Here comes that Blood Crusher. He's also got some looters over here. I Stand Alone. So we might see that beamy Death Gun come out at some point to fight this Blood Crusher. Taking a lot of damage, this thing. Storm Boys will get away. Noise Marines need to run the hell away. Plague Champions there just firing his bolter. Could be way more effective here if he had fetid armor. Fetid armor is so good. The Unholy Stench would have shut down all of the movement of this stuff, and it lasts for a long time. Does a little bit of damage too. It's a fantastic piece of war gear for just 20 power. But as it stands, these sluggers are just free to run wherever the hell they want. Single upgraded Heretic Squad and one vanilla Heretic Squad is not enough to deal with those guys. 301, 462. Space Marines with an Assault Squad on some scouts here. Can they get another model before they get away? They've gone to the second. and get a disruptive jump before he retreated out. Get some extra attacks in. There's the Lictor with a flesh hook. He's gone for feeder tendrils, a power weapon that heals on hit, and also pheromone, which I believe, yeah, allied infantry, I believe it allows your allies to reinforce as well. Lictor Alpha trying to fight these assault squad guys. That was a triple shot. That had some serious range on it. Assault Marines perhaps lucky not to drop a model there, but they had support. Painboy still around. What level is he? Still level 1. Blue team going tier 2 pretty late, it feels like. Zoanthrope on the way for Kain. Here's some infiltrated looters, which is something they can do. Oh, we do have some chosen Plague Marines here from SiLiSe. Looking pretty awesome. Triple cap here. Hormagaunts on capping duty. Trying to get one back for the red team. They've been pushed back heavily here. Very, very heavily. Mekboy using his teleport to get away, or he certainly would have been dead. Got to upgrade these heretics, I think. Grenade launchers would be very useful as well if you can get a nice disruptive barrage. Looks like I Standalone had a bad fight at some point, which I completely missed. Dropped one of his sluggers, dropped his storm boys. Not sure what happened there. While I was watching this east side. 301 to 364, 2-to-1 cap for the Blues. That was a nice flesh hook on the Painboy. But hasn't done a huge amount, apart from a couple of nice flesh hooks to Lictor Alpha. Still level 1. Been seeing this guy struggle to make an impact in team battles recently. He's had a series of nerfs over the last year or so to hit points and to his flesh hook and that kind of thing. Now it hits level 2. Force Commander hasn't done a whole lot, it looks like, from the look of his XP as well. I guess he's been tying things up and that kind of thing. Going to get a full power bash, I think. You should be decapping Mr. Plague Champion, but he's going to bash instead. Double Death Dreads for I Stand Alone. And why not? They'll tear through the Blood Crusher. Plague Champion, I guess, could get some hits in with his Plague Fist. Zoanthrope up for Kain. Artillery unit for Tyranids. Doesn't need to set up and doesn't do friendly fire, but it doesn't do as much damage as, say, that plasma cannon's doing, which would do like over 100 damage per shot. I believe the Zoanthrope does 70 damage per shot these days. Oh, look at this. Terminator Force Commander 4 Progenitor. You see on the roster it goes to the end here. That's because it's technically spawning in a new unit. The Assault Squad have done well. They've soaked up a lot of damage. He's not getting support here from his Orky allies. Goes in alone. Still alone. This Force Commander Terminator here. There's a special attack with his Power Fist. Will eventually be persuaded to leave, I think. Gets a nice Storm Bolter and suppression immunity and tons of hit points too. Not to mention a teleport and Inspire on kill, I believe. I think he has, or it might just be and that I'm seeing his battle cry and thinking he's inspiring on kill. He's going for the assault cannon. A decent thing to target those warriors with, and of course target the Zoanthrope with, because he has only 300 hit points, this guy, once you get through his shield. Lictor Alpha trying to chase the Terminator Force Commander, but he does get away. We see the deadly jump here. Gives you Assault Leap, which does damage. Weird Boy with his zap thing. This is Rostam's Weird Boy. What are you up to, SiLiSe? You've gone mid. I Stand Alone has recovered quite well, it seems, with double Death Dreads here. Look at this. And this is the Cult of Speed, I think it's called. The Mekboy's Global. Speeding up your vehicles and also lowering the cooldown of their weapons, I think. And it works for all of your allies' vehicles as well, I believe. Pretty nice global buff. Some Venom Broods up for Kain to fight these Death Dreads, I guess. Zoanthrope does have an anti-vehicle shot as well. And he could get the Thorax Swarm upgrade for the warriors too. To get double Venom Broods is kind of rare. To need that much very, very dedicated AV where you have these supplementary AV sources to help you out. There's some kind of late Hormagaunts out here. They might be running through straight to the victory point if they can. Oh, heretics are on the case from SiLiSe. Plasma cannon setting up maybe for progenitor. Weird boys there as well. They have some decent disruption all of a sudden to stop caps with. Sneaky Kommando is level 3. He's got his shotgun and mega boom kit. He's ready to make things explode here. Victory points are pretty much evened up. Blue team seem to have the upper hand on the east side here. They have I Stand Alone helping them out here. Pain Boy has leveled up and he has his implant equipment to do some surgery. I don't think he uses anesthetic for that. Orks don't seem to mind. Vanguard veterans on the field for progenitor. 2,000 hit points at level 1 these days. Gonna try and push. Oh, thinks again. Plague Marines getting shots. Vanguard veterans jump in, but will they have support? Here comes the Terminator Force Commander. Death Dread might go down over here. Oh, Plague Champion switches targets. That's a big mistake, I think. One more hit would have finished off the Death Dread, I believe. Noise Marines with a close escape. Not the first time we've seen that. Vanguard veterans might go down on retreat. Can a Blood Crusher get this kill? This is a big deal. 41 hit points. Plague Champion trying to get it too, but he's so slow. Has the Armor of Pestilence, which decreases his speed even more. Blood Crusher trying to charge. Should have done that way earlier to try and get the last hit, and the Vanguard veteran gets away. Red team trying to retake this east side, but this plasma cannon has been a pain in the ass. Talk about plasma cannon. Boom, there you go. Tied him up in melee, Mr. Scout. Or not. That'll do. To explode 2 models and then snipe the last one. There you go. Red team needs a cap though. We have another Terminator Force Commander, this time from Paranoid Kamikaze. Progenitors had a bad few minutes. That was a bad fight he had in the middle here. Looks like the Vanguard veterans did not get away. Huh. I completely missed him going down. So he was chased all the way back. 301-265. Tier 3 for SiLiSe. I Stand Alone and Rostam still in Tier 2. And now Progenitor has to try and recover. And does so with Devastator Plasma Cannon. He's got tons of requisition. Could get some Marines up for sure. Tying up these fellas with his Power Fist. This Force Commander's very deep in enemy territory here. Getting stunned, getting knocked around by the Mega Boom Kit. Kind of knocked him out of trouble there. Here's some Assault Terminators though for Progenitor. That's a way to recover. Ripping through some Tactical Marines as they get out of there. Are they going to escape? Death Dread trying to get last hit. I think they're going to be okay, but I've said that before. Some sluggers on retreat path, but I don't think they're going to catch them. This Force Commander needs to run. And there he is running. He'll be okay, I think. 264 to 265 on the VP is pretty much evened up with a double cap for red. Not going to last long though, the double cap, I don't think. Oh, these guys on capping duty too. SiLiSe has done a good job putting pressure on this natural victory point. Can't forget to do that in team games. Full power bash again. There's a lot of power bashing in this game. Very nice shot from the weird boy. There's plasma cannon damage as well, that thing, don't forget. Capillary Tower is going to be taken down. This Mekboy is kind of out there and very low on health. Might get sniped if he's not careful. There we go. He didn't teleport quite in time. Awesome shot from that scout. 217 to 265 on the VPs. 2-1 for red. Blue team do have the contested back, getting their natural back as well. It's going to be up to the red, I think. They try and push through again. Here's SiLiSe with a whole bunch of Plague Marines, chosen and otherwise. 1-to-1 cap. Decent warp vomit. Might need to retreat off here, SiLiSe. Trying to keep his Plague Marines in play. But I think it's better to just retreat off here, because that is a hell of a lot of stuff chasing you. Yeah, he's retreating out. Level 2 Chosen Plague Marines. Blastmaster getting shots in. Did he actually preserve both of his Death Dreads this whole time? I think he did. Well done. What's going on east side now? It's turning red again. Maybe went mid with too much stuff there, Blue, and they've given up the east side now. Can they get it back? They should be able to. There's Assault Terminators here. And Tactical Marines on capping duty. They are suppressed, but they won't bother them too much. Lictor Alpha levels 2, 4. He's actually done well. Level 2 Painboy smacking some stuff on retreat, and blue team do retake the east side. These guys are just straight up hammering the garrison here. Devastators are going to be smacked around a bit on retreat, but they should be alright maybe. Painboy's there, Sluggers are there, maybe not. Maybe not. That was an unstable fuel injection you saw there detonating one of those Sluggers. Can't quite get a kill though. It's in a lot of narrow escapes here. Triple cap for blue team now. Looks like they've got the momentum. Chaos Terminators though hitting the field for SiLiSe. Might want to get claws up to put massive amounts of pressure on these Terminators here. His loyalist ones. I think he's going to drop both of his Death Dreads. I stand alone, but they've done a fantastic job for him, and now he's in tier 3. He can start getting that Orky tier 3 rolling. Carnifex is on the field for Kain. No weapon upgrade yet. Flash kits it is for I stand alone. Big damage potential against those Terminators and other Chaos heavy infantry if they can get their blasters up. Red team struggling to get back to their power here. We do have some more Loyalist Terminators for Kamikaze. These are a ranged variety with Power Fists and Storm Bolters. He's the only commander who can get Assault Terminators, but chooses not to in this instance. Librarian up for Progenitor to support his own Terminators with Veil of Time. And Gate of Infinity, of course, if he decides to get that. Assault Cannon fights over here. A lot of people purchasing the Assault Cannon. Very rarely you see Lightning Claw Terminator Force Commander, which is a bit of a shame. I think you're going to lose that fight, Mr. Progenitor, but he does get away. And there's Veil of Time on his Terminator, speeding them up nicely. Meanwhile, mid, whole bunch of red stuff hanging around. Not sure why they weren't pushing the mid right then and there. Maybe they're waiting for something specific. We're getting a Barb Strangler Carnifex, which is a very, very powerful weapon. Progenitor with another Devastator Plasma Cannon. Maybe Kamikaze will come down to the mid and help push all three. He's going to take the east side without resistance here. See these Terminators and Orks heading back up to contest it. Zoanthrope trying to get shots in meanwhile. Are they going to chase here, the Tyranids? I think you do. I think you support this east side here. Surely it's a contested VP. You've got to go and defend it. You might see all three red players over here. What is this? These guys getting caught power bashing. Devastators in the garrison. Heavy bolters won't do a whole lot of damage to Assault Terminators. Super heavy infantry armor has a lot of resistance against piercing damage. Those Tactical Marines were there for an age and went down. Look at his Barb Strangler shots, doing so much work. Big, big misplay from Kamikaze to lose those Tactical Marines there, I think. Flash gets taking hits. There's a Rocks from, I guess, Rostam. A Mega Boom went off as well. VP still relatively even here, Endgame. One big engagement could decide it. Is this it? Blue team got caught in a really bad place by those barbed stranglers and had to retreat off a bunch of stuff here. Looks like SiLiSe is mostly off the field now as well. Terminator's teleporting back, everything else retreating. Where's the Plague Champion himself? He's also in retreat. Red team hold the east side for now. Lictor Alpha doing some work here. Before he eats a plasma cannon shot to the face. Look at this now, going in on the Terminator Force Command with that power weapon. Doing a lot of damage, but also taking a lot of damage. That Force Commander goes down. Lictor Alpha gets away. Good play from him. Was where he needed to be. That's a whole lot of good hero players, just having them in the right place. Something you get a feel for as you play them. He has 2 Assault Terminator squads here. Progenitor. Oh, that Barb Strangler couldn't hit him there. Should hit him this time. Zone Thrope in massive, massive trouble if he doesn't keep moving. There we go. Toxin Sacs, Crippling Poison still works on Terminators. Now they come and fight these guys and they don't want to fight him. Power Fist versus Thunderhammer is not a fair fight. Oh, they got support though, and those guys are taking a lot of damage. These guys could all be moving up and shooting, and I'm not sure why they aren't. Big misplay from Kain. These guys could all be shooting those Terminators. They dropped a model. The Kommando's trying to get the cap here under infiltration. Now he's going to be spotted. What is Tyranids doing? He needs to move, fellas. There we go. He might have been lagging or something. He got a decap there, Kommando. Oh, Battle Wagon is up for Rostam over in the middle. And they're going after this VP pretty hard. Looks like the Pain Boy was trying to get a cap there, and he does get away. Level 3 now. Doesn't want to lose him. Up over 1,000 hit points. Kamikaze with a Predator tank on the way. SiLiSe with a Land Raider Phobos. Chosen Plague Marines might go down over here. And they're level 3. Doesn't want to lose them, surely. Retreat them out. Not sure why they aren't being retreated. Maybe he thinks they already are, which often happens in this game. There's still 2 models. Maybe that's why he knows when one explodes, it will heal the other. Triple cap for blue team though. They've pulled out this VP game late on. That could be enough to seal this win. Because red team could get the natural back, but can they get over to the contested in time? There's stuff over here. Oh, it's scouts. And they won't be able to cap with that plasma cannon there very easily. Gonna try and get him off the field first, I think. You could just tie him up with one and cap with the other, I guess. Triple might be enough here. It's still going. Decent rocks as well to keep things off this cap. Here comes the Land Raider Phobos. Might be too late to make an impact. Those Chaos Terminators ended up getting no weapon upgrade. Oh, there's the autocannon. Just as I say that, it's a great weapon, but it's also 80 power. And there's a GG from Rostam. He thinks it's over, and I think he's right. Triple cap continues to go down. Red team a little bit sluggish in a couple of instances there. That Tyranid blob that wasn't helping out that east side for a little while. Those little things make a difference. Let's look at his heroes endgame as blue team take it. Level 5 mech. We had, of course, the Terminator Force Commando who doesn't level up. Level 6 Kommando. Another Terminator Force Commando. Level 5 Lictor Alpha. Seemed to come into his own a bit end game and do some good stuff. Level 5 Plague Champion too. There you have it, guys. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.